Shaft today goes to Blue Boy James. Hope he's not feeling blue.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Cool Robert here. So I recently got this. It's the Ryusukus? I don't know how to pronounce that. This is a creature I'm not really familiar with, so if you guys know any facts about this guy, put them in the comments down below. But anyways, the reason I got this fella right here is because I want to try to turn him into a custom of the Sirenjaw from Skull Island. So the Sirenjaw is basically like a giant crocodile that appears in one of the King Kong novels, or should I just say Kong, basically a native of Skull Island from the Monsterverse. So I got this guy because he's a crocodilian of sorts, and I think he'll be a good match to make a custom with the Sirenjaw. So let's get into it. And before I customize this guy, here's a little scan code so you guys can scan this guy and add him in the Jurassic Park game. Alright, the first thing I did here was Dremel the joint so I could paint over it. Hopefully prevents any paint rub. And how I did this was I used my Dremel and just sort of lightly brushed it on the joint, removing the extra plastic. That way it can avoid any paint rub. Alright, so what I'm going to do is paint this guy in a coat of the top-notch dark green, mixed with a little bit of black to darken it up a little. Let's see how that turns out.
Okay, got them all painted up in the dark green. And for his claws right here, I did them in a brown color with the Liquitex dark brown. And here's the interesting fact, I was able to paint this guy without getting any paint on his eyes. I think that's a pretty good success in my book.
Alright, so I used the Milliput and sculpted around the opening right here. Tried to make it look like it's part of the body. Looks a little messy, but I think it'll look better once it's painted over. Okay, just painted this guy's underside here with this tan color. Kind of mixed a little bit of water and started painting. Then I dipped the brush in a little water and went over the paint, sort of to create some sort of fading effect. And I think once the paint dries, I'll go over it with a little dry brushing. Hopefully that'll make it look a little bit more natural. And now that I see, I need to paint that part the darker green because I missed it. Okay, got the underbelly done. Did a little dry brushing of a different type of brown and a little bit of dark green on there. Looking pretty nice. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is paint the roof of the mouth in here because it was just left bare. Okay, finally got the roof of the mouth painted. It doesn't match the same color as right here, but it's good enough. And what I did was I mixed a little bit of the Craft Smart Red with the warm beige to create this color here for the mouth. And it's looking pretty good. And I think the only thing we have to do right here is fix some of the paint on the teeth, and we'll be good to go.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here is the Sirenjaw all completed. And this guy is looking awesome. Gave him a little dry brush on his back right here with the Liquitex Brown. I think it turned out amazing. I also did the inside of the mouth with some glossy Mod Podge. That way the teeth look a little shiny, like there's saliva on them. And the underbelly, it's slightly based off the color of the underbelly from the Croc monster from the animated King Kong series. But in a way, that crocodile and the Sirenjaw are similar creatures. So you could say my take is both monsters in one. The neck can move up and down and rotate. Surprisingly, there's barely any paint rub here. That is because I used my Dremel to sand down that spot. Really love how this thing turned out. It's definitely a fearsome looking creature. Now let's get into some comparisons and move all this stuff out of the way. Here he is next to the Playmate Skullcrawler. These two are pretty giant, and both are also from Skull Island. Here he is compared to some fellow Skull Island creatures. Got the Leafwing, Killer Chameleon, and the Octopus. Mire Squid, my bad. Since he's right here on the table, here he is next to Suko. Here he is next to some other megafauna from the monsters. We got Doug, aka the Photodon, and my custom of the Murderfish from Godzilla Dominion. And here he is next to the king of the monsters, Godzilla. I'm glad I got this custom painted and all finished up. He will make an appearance in my take on the Skull Island series, so expect that coming up soon. Until then, let me know what you think of this custom in the comments down below. Like this video if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon for notifications when I make a new video. And until next time guys, I'll see you all later.